Hey guys, farmers are freaking out about these tariffs and now the government shut down. Watch this clip.
We went from 12 billion to zero. And then, as a farmer, we get up one morning and you give Argentina, which is our second biggest competition in the world. They're the largest exporters of soybean meal in the world. So I get up one morning, I turn the news on, and you give $20 billion of taxpayer money to my competition. And then the Chinese buy, I think the figure is 30 or 40 containers, ships, which is about 65,000 metric tons per ship, which is like 2.2 million bushels. So they buy 12 or $14 billion worth of soybeans from the Argentinians after the tax holiday. And here's the caveat to it. They give $2.30 over the November board, while I'm getting 50 cents under the November board. We're going to plant canola this month. It's one of the few things we've found. It's moved into Arkansas. They're going to make renewable jet fuel and renewable diesel out of it. We've never raised any. I had to get a loan from FSA to do it because it's an uninsurable crop through the federal crop insurance. But they would let you do it through the NAP insurance. Well, I can't even get the loan for it because there's nobody at the FSA office. There's nobody at the NRCS office. We shut the government down. They all went home.
How are your other farmers, for your friends, feeling? I know a lot of them are Trump supporters. Do they still feel good?
Everybody's pretty nervous. Everybody's pretty scared. There's some of the older guys that, farm out of their pocket. They're like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not giving back 30 years worth of work. Everybody's scared to death. I got friends that are bankers that, will tell you the bank examiner who's already telling them, look, you're going to have to deal with these guys because their equipment's not going to be worth as much. Their land's not going to be worth as much. I mean, this is exactly like the movie from the 80s with Sam Shepard and Just Lane Country. That's what's going to go down. They're going to sell people out.
Scott, meet Senator Tester.
Hello.
How you doing, Scott?
I talked to your office several times when me and you was beating the drum pretty hard trying to get the Livestock Transparency Act passed. Everything you've done for us.
There are thousands of farmers just like Scott out there. And the reason they're in the situation they are is because of bad political decisions. These tariffs have destroyed the markets for farmers across the board. Family farmers. It's going to create more consolidation, and it's going to raise hell with their food security in this country if something doesn't change.
The president, he put out a message on Truth Social last hour saying that he's going to be meeting with President Xi of China and that he will discuss soybeans. Do you put much stock in that? Does that make you feel better?
Well, I mean, what good's it going to do to discuss soybeans at almost November? Because Senator Tester can correct me if I'm wrong here, but in November, the Brazilians will start cutting. They'll be in full swing by December. They don't need us. I mean, you're going to wait to have a discussion over selling soybeans when Brazil's in full bore? What bargaining power are we going to have then?
And listen to what this farmer had to say.
What we need more than anything is access to markets on a level playing field, and that includes China. Right now with the trade war and then the tariffs and retaliatory tariffs that have resulted, we're at about a 20% price disadvantage when it comes to what the Chinese have to pay for our soybeans versus the Brazilian soybeans. And the buyers there want our soybeans, and we need to sell them our soybeans.
Have a look at this graph showing how devastating the trade war with China is. China knows they're the biggest buyer of America's soybeans by far, and all they had to do was to stop buying them, and now America's farmers are screwed. Soybeans are the second biggest crop grown in America after corn, and that market just got decimated. American farmers are left sitting on mountains of soybeans they can't sell. At the same time, the tariffs mean farmers are paying more for the basics they need, like fertilizer, tractor parts, and fuel, so costs are up and prices and sales are tanking. Trump says the tariffs are about standing up to China, but for farmers who've long been a part of his political base, the price may be too high at this point. Because if this keeps up, farmers are warning that small operations might not survive. It looks like patience is running out. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.